jisike asụla ngọngọ Musa gị gba ọchịchị ihe dị ga-eju gị nwayọ tụkwasị Chukwu obi n'ụzọ jọjọ ihe egwu n'ụzọ gị ya tụkwasị Chukwu obi. Biafrans, tụkwasị Chukwu obi. The song I just played now said, in times of difficulty, when things are getting tougher, we should put our trust in God. With this, I welcome you to Linda's TV show, anywhere you are watching from. If it is your first time of coming across this platform, you are highly welcome. If you like the kind of thing we do here, kindly subscribe. Put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video. We react to all forms of videos. We inform, educate the members of the public about the happenings in the globe, especially in Nigeria. I use this opportunity to appreciate YouTube for creating this wonderful platform that we are using to pass this information across. At the same time, I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not promote misleading information, violence, hate speech, or trying to instigate war or violence. A call for self-determination is not a call for war.
Dispensation of Biafrans. This very Prime Minister, this very Biafran government in exile, the de facto government in the homeland, are not in for play. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you guys that when we will start our own madness, that our own madness will come with swag. And it will be nothing compared to what the Boko Harams have done. Because the Boko Harams are people that don't know their left from the right. So how about people that knows where they are going, people that have gone to school, learn one trade and another, and understand what life is all about? During the genocidal war of 66 to 70s, we produced everything that we use. The ammunitions that we use, we produce them. We did not buy or acquire them from anywhere. But when you listen to Musa speak from Abuja on Channels Television, he tell you that they buy everything they have to use as ammunitions. This is after 63 years. So a country with no visions, a country with no dreams and aspirations, a country with nothing achieved and put on the table for over 63 years, it's not a country that can go to anywhere. Then Biafra stood, produce everything they use to destroy one Nigeria in 3 years and sustain it. And then in this very day, we are making use of all the antics and all the tactics and all the innovations of the day. And that which we have not yet known, they are all coming. Those that were massacred and slaughtered on the order of Tinubu, and those that were also arrested and locked up, they are still in detention in the name of exemplifying their tenancy of democracy. Legito Gate massacre was a way of exercising democracy, the power of democracy. So when they were talking about democracy yesterday, did you all wonder to ask them what happened in Legito Gate as a message of democracy? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. I heard them speak about democracy. I heard all of them speak about democracy. They say fair play, peace, unity, progress, bringing in the protesters and listening to their grievances. I heard them speak and say they were the fathers of protest, that they protested to see democracy come to be. They protested to see a civil rule come to be that was transcended from the military rule to the civilian so that it will be democratic. What has become democratic since that time till now? And what is different from what ensued when they were all arrested and locked up that has happened now? Is it not the same way that they were arrested and locked up under a tyrannic government that they themselves now have arrested other people and locked up, and then they come back to sit down and talk about democracy? The youth that were massacred in Lekki toll gate and all over Nigeria, which my own blood is part of them, he was not even in Lekki toll gate, but he was in far back Akwa Ibom, where he walked out to go, and he did not even engage himself in the protests of the Lekki. He was just going his own. He did not engage himself in the NSAS protest. But a stray bullet that was shot by the police to disperse the protesters just came and then scattered the skull into two. This is somebody that just walked out of the house 5 minutes ago and gave a kiss to the children on the cheek. And then suddenly the brain were scattered on the floor. So it is not everybody that died at the Lekki toll gate. There are many other massacres that were ongoing all around the country in the same name of the NSAS on that very day. So if you've been a victim of one Nigeria and one another, one way or another, you should understand what we mean. So those people that went out to actually protest, they were exercising their right of democracy. They were exercising their right to speak and to make people know and to remember that, oh, someday there was a democracy that we talked about and we brought it to play. We transcended from the military rule. Then we decided to speak of a democratic rule. That is what gave them the umbrella to go out because they thought they were in a democratic rule. And then they say, kill all of them. They shot at them. Today you hear them speak of democracy. What democracy do you speak of? When people cannot protest anymore, what democracy do you speak of? When freedom fighters and those that are speaking for peace, those that are speaking for a new nation, those that are protesting against insurgents, those that are protesting against the terrorists, students will protest and then you will call police to go and arrest and kill them. Before the June 12 nonsense that came up, a day to the June 12, on the night of that very day, the protest organizer was arrested and locked up in Lagos. Those that wanted to protest on the June 12th, the organizer, the leader, was arrested and locked up so that he will not surface on the June 12th, so that there will be no protest of any kind, so that they will not come and express their grievances, so that he will not come and lead the people and let them talk. Because after all, you see that Showore was paid off and then he went back to his comfort zone. Sunday Igboho is on his own also. So they have all been freed and then they have to keep quiet. So those now that were about to organize another protest yesterday, they arrested them and locked them up. It's even good that they did not kidnap. They arrested and locked them up. So maybe after yesterday, today, tomorrow, they may now release them. Because as of today, when I read the news, they are still demanding for their release. Yet you had them sit down and they were reading one long note and talking about democracy. Tinubu, from the pre-recorded video that he was reading, he said many of them were arrested and locked up while in the homeland, while others were in exile. He said Others were outside the prison. Some governors, some attorneys, some lawyers, some commissioners were still canvassing for their release, and they continued the revolution mandate. They continued the protests, they continued to speak for democracy to still stand, while others were locked up in detention out of tyranny. Now, I'm asking all of us today, what is different from what was done of 25 years ago and what is done today? Are protesters, are journalists not being arrested and kidnapped and locked up because they expose the heinous crimes of the ruling class? They went as far as Kenya to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, to lock him up because he speaks against the corruption of one Nigeria. He exposes them and tells the entire world and the entire people of Nigeria what was to come. They kidnap. So kidnapping is a breach of democracy. So they tell me now. Kidnapping is part of democracy. If you are practicing democracy in your country, you have to kidnap any citizen as a government, lock him or her up because they do what? They open their mouth to speak. Yet they say there is freedom of speech. Yet they say there is freedom of association. Yet they say there is freedom of worship. Yet they say there is freedom of choice. Yet they say there is freedom for you to decide who you want to be, how you want to be, what you want to do, who you want to talk to and who you don't want to talk to, whether you want to be a Nigerian or not, whether you want your new nation as Biafra or Duduwa or Amazonia or the Arewa. No. Everything that they have said that happened in 25 years ago is all repetition of what they are doing now. And then they sit back to be reading the nonsense long paper for their useless and gullible listeners who don't understand what history is all about. Now, Musa outrightly told the entire world that they are very happy reintegrating Boko Haram Islamic jihadist terrorists into the army, and it is very good and working very well for them. But they must go and kidnap Simon Ekpa. So you should now understand why this Biafra that all of you are fighting for must not be played with. Because if the government of the day, the CDS, the Chief of Defense Staff of the Federation has come out and said that we adopted the strategy of reintegrating and working with the terrorists is working very good for us. We are comfortable with this. Then, all of you that are serving in the Nigerian army who are not bona fide Boko Haram Islamic jihadist terrorists, you are fooled forever. If you did not leave the army before, and if you're still in the army till today, that means you will never be freed. Because at this very point, you should learn something from what Musa told you. You know, the last time Musa was telling the entire world that the issue of Biafra is that when they come to the southeast to bomb the Biafran people, the vegetations, the forests, the trees, the green leaves, the palm kernels trees, the palm trees, the palm front, the mango trees, the orange trees, the malina trees, the udara trees, and all the big, big trees that God has blessed us in Biafra lands with. that these trees makes it difficult for them to be able to aim on Biafrans and to kill them the way they are supposed to kill them. So that is what makes it difficult for them to kill them and to finish them. But in Sambisa forest, why did they call it forest? When you go to Sambisa forest, you cannot kill any of them. But in Biafra land, you want to have a clear field so that you can level them one time. When you come with the aircraft, you drop one bomb, bam, it will now finish all of them. You see, the God of Biafra makes it difficult for you to see the Biafra children and women when you come to kill them. The God of Biafra is what blindfolds the pilot that is inside that your terrorist aircraft to come to bomb Biafran people. And that is why whenever you come, we will see you, you will not see us. We will shoot down your aircraft and then you'll be whiling from Biafra land till you go and end up dying in Niger State. And this will continue because Biafra land must be defended at all costs. This is not 1967. So how will somebody argue the rationale that the military wing of a country is very comfortable working with the terrorists and having them as part of their armies? No wonder the indigenous persons in the army are always killed. And Martin Nnamdi Kanu had said this all along. The Prime Minister has said this all along. You people ignored. Indigenous people that are in the army, they are endangered species, while the Boko Harams are actually the ones in charge. The terrorists in the army that has been recruited are actually the ones in charge. Over 100 and something thousand have been recruited back into the army. And then you heard Musa say, oh, when we go into some communities, we ask them, do you have weapons? You are foolish. You come to my community to ask me if we have weapons. Then I'll go and tell you I have weapons. I'll come and show you. Then as we go inside, the next thing, the people you ask if they have weapons, they'll go and assume their weapons from the ground and start shooting you from the rear. Yes, because you are foolish. You are foolish because amongst all of you that comes into every community, no one of you is identified as an indigenous soldier. Because when an army is infiltrated of terrorists, every army personnel is a terrorist. You cannot differentiate who is an indigenous army and who is a terrorist. So therefore, all of them are terrorists invested. So you have to treat them all as such. And when you listen to the chief of defense staff of a country talk, you understand very well that this is not an army of defense. This is an army of occupation. They come to occupy, they come to massacre, they come to destroy, they come to reduce the numbers of people. The Biafra Liberation Army will continue to destroy these monsters. But if you think that you are monstrous, coming to Biafra land will make you understand that the Biafra Liberation Army are more monstrous in nature than you that you think that you are. Gumi is advocating for the terrorists on daily basis that if you kill one terrorist, you are killing Islamic jihad and their hegemony. That the terrorists are their foot soldiers, that you don't have to touch them because they are fighting ethnic war. So there has been ethnic war declared in one Nigeria all these years, but yet they are telling you that there is no war ongoing. So one side have already decided that they are fighting ethnic war, while the other gullible people in the country are accepting that they are in a secular state, that they are in a comfortable zone, that they are very okay, that they are in one Nigeria. And you all are jubilating. Continue to jubilate, because the same way they speak with sweet mouth for you on their Democracy Day nonsense. It's the same way they will speak for you when they invade your communities and then babies, children, women, and men heads are chopped off. You see, BBC made it a laughable matter that BBC will see that babies, children, women, and men are slaughtered on daily basis in Nigeria. It is not something to be portrayed, or it is not something to be reported on BBC. But when a zombie junketing drug poisoned a walking corpse president was slipping off and falling like a baby, BBC World News found it so interesting to make it the headline. You see how useless the media has become because your lives are no priority. What you should focus on is comedy. That is why they normally give you BB Niger now. While Fulani Islamic jihadist terrorists are invading your communities to cut off heads, they keep you occupied with BB Niger so that you go and be watching breasts, go and be watching penis, go and be watching nyash, go and be watching how children of people are disgracing themselves on a live television. And then you will be paying money, recharging your card, opening your TV, using your phone, wasting your time to be watching nonsense. While they are invading the next community, you are busy glued to your phone watching Baby Niger because they understand where your mind is. Comedy. Put their minds in there. Give them laughter. Let them laugh and continue to laugh till they cut their heads off. Then you'll be shining your 32 while your head was cut off. How many Christians Association of Nigeria were just beheaded a week ago? Have you heard any comment from the Nigerian authority? Have you heard any comments from the Christian Association of Nigeria? Can they themselves, the officials, kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? It's because he's not allowing over 50 babies, children, women, and men to be massacred. He's not allowing the heads of these babies to be chopped off, cut and sliced to pieces like they have done in Katsina in the past days. Is the reason because he has not allowed terrorists to invade your communities and for you to come and lay down the lifeless bodies of your mothers and fathers and on the ground, like they did in Benue days ago, like they did in Borno days ago, like they did in Niger days ago, like they did in Sokoto days ago, like they did in Kano days ago. There is no single day that there is no genocide committed on the indigenous people with the occupation army that has been brought into the communities. The reason why they want to kidnap Simon Ekpa, the reason why Musa is crying that Simon Ekpa should be kidnapped and brought to Nigeria the same way they kidnap Mazi Kanu, is because he has made it difficult. He has become a stumbling block. He has become a blockade against you cutting off the heads of Biafran children, turning them to widows, turning them to fatherless and motherless, desolating the communities and cutting everybody to pieces. These are the reasons why. Because the whole thing is about Islamic jihad. So for the jihad to prevail, every tool must be used. Remember very well that the APC was used as a tool for the Islamic jihad to prevail. And none of you are talking about it. Antonio Guterres, the United Nations Secretary, came into Nigeria. He supervised skeletons and dead bodies of babies, women, and children and walked past them in the bushes, and they found what. Then all he could tell you is that you must go and reintegrate the same terrorists back into the defense forces. And that is what Musa did. That is why you heard Musa tell you on international television that the idea of would not like to carry it out. But the Boko Haram terrorists that have been reintegrated into the army will be the ones to carry out this kind of act. And they are ready to do anything to the extent and to the point of a suicide mission, that if they are given a bomb vest to wrap all over their body, enter into schools, enter into churches, enter into communities and market, and then they will do, not even minding the classes of people that are going to die in the process. It is what they do in the hope of marrying thousands of virgins when they go to heaven. Nonsense. So the Nigerian government is very proud to be using Boko Haram, Islamic jihadist terrorists as their own foot soldiers to go into communities and to massacre indigenous people. When you saw the invasion of the Plateau community the last time, you saw arrays of coming all the way from the mountain, wailing. They were crying in broad daylight and they were videoing it and putting it on the media. Up to today, have you heard of any prop against the students that were massacred on that day? No. The thing is that when you walk out from your father's house, you know that you are going to live and die. So if your father sees you come back or your mother sees you, oh, glory to God, my son has gone and come back today. Because they have made you understand that Nigeria is turn by turn. So anytime you go out, you don't come back, you take it as your own fate. Then Musa is very, very happy and comfortable to come out, open his mouth wide on the television, and tell you Simon Ekpa must be kidnapped and brought back because he is stopping us from carrying out the massacre, the genocide, the slaughter, same way we do in the far north in Biafra land. There you go down to say Finland is supporting him and spearheading him and giving him succor. Yes, Finland will stand for what is right. Finland stood for what is right, and they will continue to stand for what is right. They stood to our defense in the 66 to 70s, and they have still come to stand again in this very time. Friends of good time are friends forever. Friends that stand when someone puts knife on your neck and then defends you to the last blood. Those are friends you need to speak of. Those are friends you need to always call upon. Those are friends you need to always remember. Because without Finland, our Prime Minister will not have a safe haven to be able to defend motherland. The objective was kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then bury all the Biafrans. Like Musa said, when we go to Biafra land to bomb them with the aircraft, we cannot see them from above because the vegetations, the trees and the forests and everything therein forbids us from seeing them clearly. You see? You understand the point now. So after kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you guys needed to have gone there and then bomb the entire community, so that they will all die and they will never speak of Biafra again. So that when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sits back in detention and see that there is no Biafran singing Biafra or all hail Biafra again, then he will know that his own is finished, then he will give up on Biafra. But God brought Simon Ekpa out from Finland and gave us succor from Finland, and because of his consistency and determination and focus on the ball of Biafra, the rising sun, today you are all crying. Why do you need to cry? No, you don't need to cry. You don't need to cry. You need to go back. You need to buckle up. You need to come back. Because the Biafra Liberation Army has not started the real deal yet. We are just pressing your neck. We have not even tested the microphone. We are just pressing your neck. You know how you test somebody's neck with a showy display? Yes, that is what we are doing. Let's wait till after the declaration, 2nd December 2024. Then you will see the declaration document. Because in today's democracy and politics, what speaks is documentation. when the entire nation of Biafra has penned their signatures and given their mandate for Biafra to be declared and restored, you will understand what it means and what it means and what will remind you of defending the integrity of a nation. For now, we are just pressing your neck. And it's good that you all continue to cry now so that the entire world will know what is happening. It is time that you people continue to help us to create the awareness. Yes, I love it when I see Musa cry, because that creates the awareness that makes the entire world to know who Simon Ekpa is and what he is talking about and the reason why he makes the headlines. The reason why the entire nation is talking about him. It makes me happy when I see that the lawmakers' chambers, the biggest place like the Congress of America, in the name of the National Assembly, the Senate of One Nigeria, is seated down discussing Biafra. Discussing Simon Ekpa in proxy is discussing Biafra. How many of you had ever thought that the National Assembly of Nigeria would devote a day and sit down and they will be talking about Biafra? And then the Senate president will tell you that this matter of Simon Ekpa has become a national issue. We cannot continue to ignore it. That is why we are giving our time and concern, because the ripple effect of this Biafra is hitting us on the ass. And we are feeling the pains from everywhere. Every part of the country who claims to ignore it, they are feeling it. Because we are not terrorists, that is number one. But what we are doing is speaking volume. The reaction and the action and the momentum and the result is hitting every part of the country. Before the National Assembly will come and sit down to talk about it, you should go and have a rethink to understand what it means. You know, I had thought that the National Assembly will sit down to be talking about what measures can we use to make sure we destroy the terrorists in the far north. Because destroying the terrorists in the far north is a bigger problem. And the reason why everybody in this country were talking and wants to go their way is because we have allowed insecurity to become the determinant of existence in this country. Insecurity has become the determinant of human life. How you will grow, if you will not grow, if you will be alive, if you will not be alive, if you will stay in this country, if you will not stay. Insecurity has been the bedrock. If you all did not overlook insecurity and decide to take sides with insecurity, will I be talking about Biafra? I have to stand up to defend my own people. That is what our supreme leader did. Because he saw that you are massacring people, coming, and he's telling you, stop it, everybody should stand up and then defend themselves. He said, no. Then he said, okay, in that case, I have to take my own stand for my own people. We have to defend ourselves. And in defending ourselves, we cannot fight the common enemy when we know that there is so much of compromise. We have to dissociate ourselves from compromised leadership first and foremost. We stand on our own so that we will now be able to fight a common enemy. Because the arrays of enemies are humongous. So Biafra is the solution. But because you guys are useless, being in the Senate, gathering all day with your smelly pot bellies, with all the money that you have embezzled into your pocket, what could come into your mind is, we have to go and look for Simon Ekpa and kidnapped. We have to go and look for the Biafran Liberation Army and kidnap. Go now. He's not just talking in the National Assembly and talking all trash and making that showy display of video so that the Nigerian people will be applauding you. For how many years you people have just been making noise like this? Has it stopped the Boko Haram terrorists from carrying out their ignorant crimes on the indigenous people. No, it has never stopped. It has never stopped, and it will not stop, because you people, Nigerian government, are now acting like the UK government and the American and the European government. How? This is how you are acting. You make use of every terrorist to be able to sell your interests and your political gain, so that you will be on the top. That is why you are using Boko Haram terrorists. The main reason why you brought Boko Haram terrorists was to come and make sure you host Gulo Jonathan out of office, because you saw he was going to bring light. No, the government, the country, the administration must be in the hands of the terrorists so that they can continue to have dominance over every other person. So it must be one race, it must be one agenda, it must be one Sharia, it must be one jihad. So they had to bring Boko Haram in. Contracted terrorists. You brought them in, you hosted this man out, and then you gave it over to your boy. He continued from where you guys stopped before. The genocide continued. Islamic jihadist conquest ethics reignited, coming down till now. Then you guys had somebody to sponsor you people with drug money. Tinubu had to sponsor the APC with the drug money. Not now that people now have other allegiances coming out from left, right, center. Now you say, oh, Finland is sponsoring Simon. You see how foolish you are. You talk from the two sides of your mouth. Yet you will still open your mouth on the same channel television and say, oh, we are tracing and we know their funds, their inflow of these funds are coming in. But you are the same person that say it's Finland that is supporting Simon Ekpa. So Finland is giving Simon Ekpa money to buy weapons, Abi? Or Finland is the one raising funds for Simon Ekpa to buy weapons to defend motherland? Mad people everywhere. Our fundraising is not a backdoor meeting. Our fundraising is open. This is a government, and the reason why you must see everything transparent so that you will know and there will be evidences. What we say in the dark, we say it here for you to hear it. Because when you go and kill indigenous persons, you cut off heads of babies, women, and children, you don't keep those videos behind the scene. When you guys cut off the heads of the Christian Association of Nigerian officials last week, you videoed it and put it on the media. It was on the media. United Nations have seen it. European Union have seen it. The UK have seen it. The US have seen it. The OAU have seen it. The Russians have seen it. The Asians have seen it. The Antarcticans, they have seen it. The Caribbeans have seen it. Everybody have seen it. But they have not said anything, right? Okay. It is Biafra that you come to say something. Mad people. We cannot fold our arms to watch you come and cut our own children to pieces. Because in your Nigeria now, cows are now VIP citizens. Discuss inside your Senate that cows can own passports, that cows can own the same rights as a human being owns. So cows are treated as important properties. As cows are treated as important properties and treated as human beings, oh, you don't have to carry out such law against the cow. Master. So we don't want to be treated as cows, and we don't want to live in a country where we share the same right with cows. We are no cows. We are Biafrans. So if, oh my God, when I listened to that senator, there was one senator that said that 100 trillions of cows does not worth the life of one human being. There was one senator that said so. He said 100 trillions of cows does not worth the life of one human being, does not worth the life of one baby that is human being. So why are you people saying that cows should be treated as citizens of the country? This is why you people worship cow. This is why people even have sex with cow. After having sex with cow, you use the same cow to do sacrifice. You still use the same cow to come and sell and give the people to buy and eat. Cows that have been invested of sicknesses. Cows that you people have used to do juju finish. Oh my God. Biafrans are no cows, and Biafrans can never accept themselves to cohabit with cows, neither to share the same right with cows. We are not animal nation, and we can never be, and we can never allow it to come to be. That is why we will resist every avenue of aggression and terrorism against the indigenous people of Biafra. Biafra land is not Abuja. Biafra land is not Kafanchan. Biafra land is not the far north. The earlier you guys get this straight into your thick skulls, the better for you. Musa, your shame, they shame me. Know why your shame, they shame me? Because you happen to touch rifle. Then there are many of us here that have also touched rifle. So when you speak, your shame, they shame us. When you speak, your shame, they shame us, Musa. Because I did not expect that someone that has touched rifle and gone to a military training like you will be speaking the way you speak. Your shame! The shame people we don't also touch rifle before. Very, very shameful. And we don't know how to put this. Hi! In this very life. Please, if you want to come for Simon Ekpa, come in the open. Yes. And when you are coming, prepare very well. And if you are coming in the spiritual, let us also know. Because now we are prepared in all ramifications. But the entire world and the Biafran people should understand that the reason why they say they want Simon Ekpa kidnapped is because he is stopping the terrorists, which the Nigerian army have recruited into their army to use and kill indigenous people in the far north. Simon Ekpa is stopping them from carrying out the same crimes in Biafra land. And to this end, Biafran people, which they call IPOB, meaning indigenous people of Biafra, have a government. And that government is the Biafran Republic government in exile, headed by the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the man that they want to hang his head on the spike, the man that they want to kill, the man that they say he has done evil by defending his people and protecting his motherland. That is the man they want to kill. That is the man they want to be destroyed because he is defending motherland. So if you're listening to us, listen very well. We will continue to speak for Biafra and we will continue to defend Biafra and motherland. And there is nothing that can stop us and there is nothing that will hinder us. Today is Thursday. From your end, it may be Friday, and from your end, it may be Wednesday. But on Saturday, it is our mega fundraising, where all Biafrans gather to contribute what they have, to buy weapons to defend motherland. We have an army, and that army is called the Biafra Defense Force, where we have segments of different defense groups. You have the Liberation Army, you have the Resistance Fighters, you have the Dragon Marine, you have many that you don't know their names. Yes, you don't need to know all of them, but we have the Defense Force of Biafra, Biafra Defense Force. That is the forces of Biafra that is defending Biafra that you see Musa cry on daily basis. We are not getting aid from anybody. It is the Biafran people that unanimously come together on every Saturday that raise funds that we use to defend motherland. Yes. So when you hear Musa crying and calling of Finland, tell Musa to go to school, because the very NDA that he attended, many of us went there, but we learned something. But his own, he did not learn anything. So at this very point, Musa does not know the meaning of government in exile. Because if Musa knew, he wouldn't be coming out to talk from the two sides of his mouth. Yes. At this very point, Musa does not understand what it means to have a government with legitimacy. A government that is saddled with the responsibility of protecting our own people, not allowing their people to be slaughtered by the invaders or the aggressors and the assailants that will run in and out. Musa was enumerating tactical measures of killing people, because he was not talking about killing terrorists. He was talking about killing people, killing indigenous persons. And these are measures that should not be deployed on armed civilians. These are measures that are only supposed to be deployed on aggressors, on terrorists that are coming against you. But you see, Musa has decided to make himself the enemy of the people. So if you do not know Musa very well, know it now, that they have used him to destroy him, and they are going to destroy him. And in this very Biafra that we are now, we don't look face of whoever the zoo will use to destroy his or herself.
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.